Traditional accounting says profit equals sales minus expenses. That's how most of us were taught. And it's exactly why so many law firm owners never see a consistent profit. But what if you flipped the formula and paid yourself first? In this video, I'm going to show you a completely different way of thinking about your firm's finances. One that prioritizes your profit, not just your payroll and your bills, and forces your business to run lean, efficiently, and with purpose. If you've been wondering, should your law firm use the profit first system, this video is for you. Coming up in this video, I'm going to answer 3 critical questions every solo and small firm lawyer should be asking before deciding whether to use the profit first system in their practice. First, what exactly is the profit first system? And how does it actually work in a law firm like yours? Second, will this system work for your specific situation, especially if you deal with inconsistent revenue, trust accounts, or high overhead? And third, what are the real pros and cons of using profit first in a law firm? And how do you avoid the biggest pitfalls that cause lawyers to give up on it before it works? By the end of this video, you'll know whether profit first is the missing piece your firm needs to become more profitable, more predictable, and a whole lot less stressful. Let me give you a simple way to think about the problem with how most law firms handle their finances. Imagine you're holding 2 buckets, one labeled expenses and the other is labeled profit. Now, every time money comes into your firm, you start pouring it into the expenses bucket first. Rent, staff, subscriptions, software, random things that don't move the needle, and maybe if there's anything left, you pour a little into the profit bucket. But here's the problem. There's rarely anything left. And after years of doing it this way, you start thinking maybe you should just need more revenue, a bigger bucket. But no matter how much more you pour in, the profit bucket always seems empty. Profit first flips this. It says, what if you started by pouring into the profit bucket first and only use what's left for expenses? What if your law firm had to run lean on purpose and you still got paid and made the money? So what is the profit first system and how does it actually work in a law firm? Well, it's a cash management system that gives your money a job before it has a chance to disappear. Here's how it works step by step. Step 1, all revenue goes into one main income account. This is just a holding tank. No expenses are paid from it. Step 2, twice a month, usually on the 10th and the 25th, you allocate the entire balance of the income account to 4 other accounts using preset percentages, and in this order. Profit, this is your business's reward. Owner's compensation, this is your salary. Taxes, this covers your federal and state taxes. And operating expenses, or OPEX, this is what you use to run the firm. Funds are allocated to these accounts based on a set of predetermined percentages, known as current allocation percentages, CAPs, and target allocation percentages, TAPs. These percentages are based on the business's revenue level and industry benchmarks. Step 3, you only pay business expenses from the OPEX account. If there's not enough in there to cover something, you don't dip into the profit or tax. You either cut expenses or find a way to generate more revenue. Step 4, over time, you review and adjust your percentages. You start with your current allocation percentages, the CAPs, and gradually move towards healthier target allocation percentages, your TAPs, increasing your profitability and efficiency as you go. This is how you build consistent profitability into the foundation of your law firm, not by hoping something is left over, but by claiming your profit first. Now let's go into the next question. Will it work for your law firm? If you're thinking, this sounds great in theory, but my law firm is different, well, you're not alone. Yes, it can work, even if you don't have steady monthly revenue, you deal with client trust accounts, and you have high overhead or unpredictable income. But here's the key. Trust account funds are not part of this system. That's client money and it should stay separate. Profit first only applies to your firm's actual revenue. And if your income is inconsistent, that's actually why the system works so well. It gives you structure, even when your revenue swings from month to month. You don't need to start with perfect percentages. You just need to start. Even a small allocation to profit is a signal that you're in control, and control builds confidence. You can then adjust the percentages as you progress. Let's talk about the real pros and cons of using profit first in your firm. Here's what's great about it. You always know exactly what you can afford to spend. You pay yourself consistently, like an actual business owner, not an employee on leftovers. Tax season stops being a surprise, and it forces you to make smarter, leaner decisions. Now, the downsides. Setting up takes some effort. You'll need to open several new bank accounts. The first few months can feel restrictive, especially if you've been operating without limits. And honestly, it will expose financial issues. You might realize you've been spending too much in the wrong places. Now, keep in mind that discomfort now means profit later. You'll finally stop wondering where the money went because every dollar has a purpose. If you think this system could work for your firm and you want to learn more, read the book by Mike Michalowicz. I'll leave a link to it in the description. Check it out for a lot more detail on how this system works. But here's the thing. You still need a budget that supports your growth. If you're not sure how to do that, or you feel like your current budget is just tracking expenses, not guiding your firm forward, then watch my next video, 5 law firm budgeting tips that fuel growth. I'll walk you through how to build a budget that actually supports smarter decisions around hiring, marketing, and paying yourself so your firm can grow on purpose, not just hustle. Click on this link to watch, and I'll see you there.